Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Menopausal and perimenopausal women, listen up. It's time to take control of your health and comfort, and Winona is here to help. Winona is a telemedicine company for menopause care who believes that your symptoms are real, important, and deserve to be taken seriously. And for many women, this starts with hormone replacement therapy. Winona's HRT is made with plant-based, bioidentical hormones rather than synthetic ones, so it better aligns with your body to offer relief from hot flashes, weight gain, and other uncomfortable symptoms. 80% of women who use Winona find relief within just 90 days. So, what are you waiting for? Get started today. Visit buywinona.com today to start your free visit. With free shipping and the ability to pause or cancel at any time, your path to wellness has zero obligations. Use code SPRING24 at buywinona.com for 25% off your first treatment plan. That's BYWINONA.com for 25% off. Winona, menopause care made easy. Summer is the season of hot temperatures, outdoor adventures, and refreshing water activities. Summer is also the season of rough on your feet, causing dry, cracked heels and toes. Introducing Babyfoot, the original exfoliation foot peel that contains 16 natural extracts formulated to remove dead skin cells in 3 easy steps. Apply the booties, relax for an hour, then wash your feet. In 14 days, you've got baby smooth skin and your feet have never been softer. Letting dead skin cells build up over time is hazardous to your foot health. Our professional-grade DIY products, like our original exfoliation foot peel, our men's foot peel, or our moisturizing mask, are some of the best foot care products on the market, created with your foot health in mind. Pamper yourself with a spa day from the comfort and convenience of your own home with Babyfoot. If you want a chemical-free, easy-to-use exfoliating process from the company that created the original foot peel, it's time to treat yourself to Babyfoot. Go to babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24 and get 20% off your first order with Babyfoot. That's babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24.
Hello, and welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. I'm your host, Becky Feldman, and put on those Nikes, because in today's book, the characters take the phrase, "just do it," to a whole new level. So the romance novel we're reviewing today is a sports romance. It's titled Slamdunked by Love, written by Jamie Wesley, and it is currently $2.99. So my guest today is someone that I consider to be the MVP of comedy podcasting, Nick Wiger. He's a comedy writer, performer, and you know him as the co-host of one of my favorite podcasts, The Doughboys. And we had a ball discussing this book. So please enjoy this review of Slamdunked by Love. Well, Nick, welcome to Too Stupid to Live.
Hi, Becky. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
What a treat.
It is a treat for me. I'm so glad you're here because you are the host of The Doughboys. And I
Yes.
feel like the reason people like romance novels and the reason people flock to chain restaurants might be one and the same.
They're similarly trashy in different ways. It's like,
Yes.
it's something that's bad for you, but it's satisfying.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And there's something like familiar about it. Like you're going
Right.
into a place where you like know what you're going to get, you know what you want. And like, you're just like at home a little bit.
Yeah, I'm so, and stop me if if I'm not supposed to get into this yet, but I'm so new to this genre. Like I've never read a romance novel all the way through before. This was my very first time. So I was like, I'll just say that these are a little saucier than I expected.
Really, it's so funny because this one, it gets so, like, this one is, like, I would say, like, sex appeal-wise, or, like, with the actual sex scenes, you know, lightly, like, kind of on the moderate side.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there are some where they are just, like, literal balls to the wall,
Wow.
like high heat, high intensity, just every page, and it works.
Oh wow, yeah. This was. It has a few sex scenes.
Mm-hmm.
They are more explicit than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. They don't get quite into like adult, like dirty book territory. Really.
No, it definitely wasn't like erotica. I mean,
Right.
it was erotic, but wasn't really like full on
Yeah.
like erotica. So you've never read a romance novel before, but have you ever like leafed through one?
Yeah, okay, so I have a very specific, vivid memory of this, which was when I was about 11 or 12 years old. We were on a family vacation, and my parents had rented a condo in Colorado. I think not Denver, wherever people maybe Breckenridge, Colorado, some like vacation spot. Doesn't matter that much. I don't know why I get hung up on it. But
hang on a second.
Yeah, let's figure out which specific Colorado city I was at in the mid '90s. They had, it was just like a condo that someone it was like an Airbnb. They lived there, and then when they were away for the summer, they rented it out. So they had all their stuff there, including a whole bunch of romance novels. And this was, again, the general time frame I'd kind of just been getting sexually interested for the first time. And so I remember taking this, pretending I was going to use the bathroom and taking one of these romance novels into the bathroom to read it and like looking for the dirty parts. And I don't remember all of them, but there's one I remember very specifically, which was it was like a period romance that was like Native American themed. It was kind of a Pocahontas, like, white settler, Native American woman. And I just remember reading these like very like raunchy parts about them like having sex next to a campfire and just getting like, I didn't realize this is men being, this is a dumb boy brain, but I didn't realize that like text could be arousing. Like I didn't realize you could read something and that could be like get you a boner, I was like, oh, I have to see like a porno or something. But yeah, it was very it was quite something.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. I don't even think it's like a boy-girl thing. I think it's very universal of like, even when you're a young girl and you pick something up and you're like, holy shit, like it is so like shocking, especially when you don't have like a lot of romance readers, like their moms read it. And so like they know what to expect. But when you just like pick up a book and you're like, holy shit, they like wrote out the word cock. I'm like freaking out.
My mom reads like mystery, like that's kind of her. My parents read a ton. They're just like voracious readers. So if my mom had read a book, was into books like this, and I discovered it, I would have been scandalized. Thinking about my mom reading this pornographic like text.
Oh my God. Yeah, I would freak out. And it is like pretty fascinating when I hear people talk about like, oh, well, my mom and I read together, and it's so many people, like more people than not. And I'm just like, oh my God, like my mom and I would not do something like that.
I hear similar things when dudes will like go to their bachelor party and they'll like bring their dad and like go to a strip club with their dad. It's like, what are you talking? I want a Berlin Wall between that interaction. I don't want that dynamic. This is not a thing I want to ever do any sort of thing where potentially be sexual around my parents.
It is so fucked up, and I'm so glad you said that, because like sometimes people are like, oh, it's fine, it's just sex, we're like, you're so prude, and I'm like, I don't know if it's like prude as much as like I know my boundary, what I mean, between me and like my parents.
Yeah.
So what kind of books do you read?
Okay, so I'm a big nonfiction guy, and I really like kind of not murder books, although I have read some murder books, but more like grim sort of nonfiction, like stuff, like a book about a prison guard or something, just like stuff that's kind of. And in fact, the book I just finished prior to reading this one is called The Uninhabitable Earth, and it's just about like what the world will. I just bumped your table. I apologize for that.
Oh my goodness.
It's about the Earth after what the Earth will look like after it's been ravaged by climate change. So it's just very like it's kind of fatalistic, but like realistically fatalistic, and also the book ultimately tries to encourage people to like take action and stuff. But I usually that's where I usually find myself absorbed by nonfiction, especially. Like I love the Columbine book, like stuff that's about like fucked up bad things in the world. I don't know why I want to immerse myself in it, but I find myself doing it.
I'm just thinking about like all these documentaries that people are into,
Right.
like Serial and like Making a Murderer. Like people are into grim things.
Yeah,
I think
it's true.
it's like this weird thing that we just like are so disgusted by, but we also like want to explore a little bit.
I literally just watched the Theranos documentary on HBO
I
last
watched
night.
it yesterday. Yeah, I did too. Oh my God.
The with Theranos, we were like, her voice is so insane. We can take a blood test from a simple finger prick.
I mean, it's so distracting. And did you realize that she does it purposely? Did you read that?
I had read that, and I think even just watching it, you can kind of infer that it's like very affected. 'Cause
Yeah.
it doesn't seem natural.
No, and like I'm not. So obviously, I watched it yesterday. I'm already listening to this podcast series about it.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, well, when we've been drinking with her, sometimes her voice would go up."
Oh,
or like
got it.
years ago,
Right.
she never had this high voice, and like it's such an interesting character study of
Yeah.
her. But then it's also like fucked up because
Because of all the fraud.
yeah, because of the fraud,
The crimes. All the crimes.
the people, the lives, Yeah. But it's fascinating, though.
Yeah, it is does make me wonder, like, that the voice was like, I was like, just like, does she like go to Subway and she's like, can I get a 6-inch on Italian? And I'll take the. Can you do do you know the Italian combo? Can I get like can I get pepperoni and sopressata? Can I get both of those? That's $1 extra. Okay, I'll pay. That's fine. it's like that's just such a weird way to go through life.
It's such and she's stuck. Like she's
Right.
stuck that way. Like you can't like even if we all know, like you can't suddenly change. Like if she started to change her voice, like in 5 years, she
Right.
had this turnaround and she became like this Zen yogi, and we all respect her. Like. And she changed her voice, I would have respect for her. But I think she can't.
Yeah, I had a bit I overcommitted to in 8th grade, which this kind of reminded me of, where I talked in like a lower weird voice for pretty much the entire school year, and it was a similar sort of thing. I felt like locked into it, and then just summer hit, and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna drop this, and I'll just talk normally. But it was like it was an insane thing to do, and I don't know what the original motivation was. I think I did it, and people laughed, and then I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna stick with this, and this will just be my personality.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just a thing. You just get trapped in a persona. I'm realizing now I can relate very, very one-to-one with this woman from the Theranos doc.
I mean, I can too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if I wanted to be taken seriously, like, I would, what I mean? Like, I would talk like this. Just, like, freak people out.
Can I give you a job, man?
Exactly. At Subway when I order. When we read our sexy excerpts, I want you to read it in the Theranos voice.
Oh, boy.
I think the listeners would appreciate that. So in terms of like romance,
Yes.
a lot of my comedy friends that I have on, I ask if they are romantic, and they're always like, "No, I'm cynical."
Right.
But do you think there's like a part of you that's ever been like emotionally affected by like a display of romance?
Boy, that's a great question. I took a Jane Austen class in college, and I read every Jane Austen, but I actually love Jane Austen. It's I'm not cynical at all about Jane Austen. Like, she's a fantastic writer. She wrote so many of these books when she was like in her 20s. It's like it's like amazing what she was able to accomplish, and like some of those books are like great. They're like really. So there's the end of Persuasion, which I think is her last novel or her second to last novel, and it's my personal favorite. And Pride and Prejudice and Sensibility and Emma are the ones that are more discussed. But Persuasion is so great, and so just like the level of writing is and storytelling is fantastic, and it's like about this older woman who like hasn't married, and so that's an interesting approach. But the end of it is really got me when I was reading it, is that like this man she's been pining for the whole time. They have like this kind of like this relationship that didn't happen years ago, and they've reconnected, and it seems like it's going to happen, and then it doesn't end up happening. But he leaves a letter for her that just spells everything out, and then she reads it, and it's just such an awesome letter. And then that's what leads to the final, like, them ultimately getting together. But I just like love the way that was done. So yeah, that is like in terms of fiction, that's one that sticks out in my mind.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the written word. You
Yeah.
know, there's something like romantic about that.
Right, because they're both also like, fancy court people who can only say so much of what they actually think, but then he just like spills out his entire heart like on the page, and then it's just like, oh, it really hits for the way it's done. It hits better than it would have been if it had been a speech.
Right, of course, yeah, because you're just like, there's some, I don't know, you're very like human, and it's almost like animalistic almost when you're just like kind of like letting it all out and just vomiting essentially like your emotions a little bit.
Right, and knowing like he wrote it on his own, and then she's reading it on his own, and neither of them is quite sure how the other is reacting until they reconnect later. It's like, yeah,
it's very beautiful and like sad and tragic, but obviously they get together in the end, so yay. Okay, she was like an unmarried at like age 24, so it was a tragedy. It's such a tragedy.
Whatever insane standard was for an old maid back in the 18th century or 19th century.
No one showed up to the wedding. No one cared.
Yeah, right.
She wore a pantsuit because that's what you wear when you're old and get married. So I assume. Well, yeah. Should we get into Slamdunked by Love?
Please.
Okay. So Slamdunked by Love is a contemporary sports romance about a fake relationship. It is written by Jamie Wesley, and it's currently $2.99. Quick synopsis. After Caitlin Monroe discovers the father who abandoned her is the coach of the NBA's Dallas Stampede, she hatches a plan to expose him. But when she encounters the Stampede's newest point guard, his winning good looks and open heart makes her change course.
It's great.
Yes.
It's great.
Okay. Do you want to analyze the cover a little bit? Do you want to look at the cover real quick?
Let me bring it up. I have it on my Kindle here.
Okay.
But if you have it full
here.
color, I might be down to take a look.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
If you want to describe it too a little bit.
So we've got the two characters, as we learned, there is a height difference, and even though the male lead is a point guard, he's still 6'3". He's, Steph Curry's a little guy in NBA terms, but he's 6'3". So, and then the female lead, who is, I argue I get pretty much the book's protagonist, even though the POV shows a little, she is like 5'2". So she is like looking up at him a lot. And also that becomes an element in some of their lovemaking.
Sure. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, did you like the cover? Like, do you think it's cute? Do you think it's sweet?
I think it's adorable. So it's like the two of them embracing. He's holding her. She's looking up at him. Both of their heads are cropped out of the top of the frame, but he's clearly much taller. She's kind of dressed stylishly. He's dressed like a baller. It's cute.
It is cute, and I think it matches the tone of like the cuteness of this story.
Right.
Okay, so there's a tagline on the book that says, "Revenge is supposed to be sweet." Did you come up with another if you didn't do a tagline, that is so okay.
Another tagline for this?
Yeah.
I would just say that sometimes...
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/Spotify. That's greenlight.com/Spotify.
Sometimes love is an assist away.
Oh, that's great. I really like that one. They're both going to score.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. It's okay. It was easy. Okay, so we have this premise of a woman wanting to expose her dad who abandoned her family and is now the coach of this amazing basketball team. She runs into the point guard, who is Brady. Right. Like the newest guy. And they have a fake relationship because he wants to look like, he doesn't want to like be, why does he want a fake relationship? Do we know? Like,
well, okay, so there's the team owner. First of all, they meet at the side of the road. Her car is broken down, and he comes in his Porsche. It's kind of weird because a lot of it is like she thinks he's a murderer at first, which is an element. Like she's really afraid of him, and then he ends up being this sweet guy, even though he's a little cocky. He softens.
I love him so much. Go on.
But in other ways, he does not soften. They're going to the same event because she works in radio and he's a player for the team. And then I believe the owner's daughter, right? The owner's daughter is named Elise, and she is very horny for Brady. And so part of the subterfuge is giving Brady cover so he doesn't have to be seduced by the owner's daughter.
Right.
The owner of the Dallas Stampede.
Right. Because he doesn't want to like get into any drama. Because he previously dated someone tangentially related to or like a dancer.
It was a team dancer for the New York Knicks, which was his old. This is a thing, just as because I really wanted to read this because as I'm a huge NBA fan, and so they do. It's an interesting choice where the Dallas franchise is fictional, like it's still the NBA, but instead of the Dallas Mavericks, it's the Dallas Stampede with a fictional roster and a fictional owner, and a fictional coach who is an important character. But the New York Knicks, who are a real team, are still in the league. Like all the other teams are the same. They play the Jazz at some point. It's just weird to think about the logic of that. Of like, I guess the Mavericks don't exist, or there's a separate team that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why it isn't just the Mavericks, but
I mean, I don't know. I'm curious as if the author just thought like, well, I don't want the Mavericks to sue me. I don't know.
Could be.
It is interesting.
Or people to be fixated on like, wait, what is Dirk Nowitzki on the team? You know, like I think like maybe that was it, but it's weird it's like a little, you have to suspend your disbelief in a very specific way. But where was I going with this? Oh, so the Dallas, he was on the Knicks, and he was dating a dancer on the Knicks.
Yes.
And then another player had sex with his girlfriend, right? That was what it was. And then he got in a fight with her, and that's why he got traded. Fight with him, and that's why he got traded.
Right. Yeah. So he's now in like Dallas. He wants to start anew. He's worried about his reputation and wants to be like, I want to be like a team player. I don't want to like cause like any type of scandal. So he asks Caitlyn to be his fake girlfriend.
Yes. And just to sort of like, I think I was looking for a player comp, and I think Brady is very similar to like a Russell Westbrook, who's plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and you know he's the phrase hero ball, which Caitlyn uses, I think is kind of like a Russ thing of like he just tries to do it all himself. He's very very good, but sometimes getting your teammates involved is the way to success, as he will learn. Right.
So hero ball just is just like when you take over and you're like, don't worry guys, I got it, but you're just putting too much on your shoulders essentially.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like if you're in the Herald and they initiate the first beat and then both group games, and then they're doing walk-ons in the other scenes. Just like, all right, calm down.
Now I get it. Yeah. Now I get it.
That's like a Maddie Smith move.
Yeah, you know, when he was on... No, I'm kidding. So, okay. I thought that... So Caitlyn decides to go into this fake relationship because she's like, oh, I can, like, get close to my dad who abandoned us.
Yes.
But then they also are like, Caitlyn, like, hosts a radio show.
Right.
And she's like, oh, this is good. You can be my fake boyfriend because now we can do, like, a radio show segment.
Yeah, so she produces Noelle's radio show, which is her best friend. So she's working with her best friend in radio, and then they have a plan to get him on there. This is later. I'm trying to remember how it came up exactly. Oh, they have a guest that drops out, and so they're like, we need another guest who can another big name guest because the show's about to go into syndication. That's what it is. The show's going national, and so. Brady is one of the biggest players in the NBA, so he'd make a big splash. So they bring him on there, but then it's weird because they're like talking about. It's not just that he's the guest; it's like they really specifically focus on him and Caitlyn's relationship on the radio show, and that ends up being what the hook is.
Yeah, because like they're like, oh. let's like call in and ask Brady relationship advice. But then, but then they're like, oh, well, we saw Brady and Caitlyn making out at this party because they had to do a fake kiss to please the paparazzi and also Elise.
Right.
And so they were like, oh, well, Caitlyn's here. Why don't they do like a duo relationship advice thing?
Yes.
And boy, do they get it? I mean, they're in over their heads.
Yeah, they really are, because they have to keep. They also are. They're trying to keep up the facade, but also feelings are developing for each other on both sides.
For sure. And like, did you feel like? Well, how did you feel about like their chemistry?
I thought it was hot.
Oh my god, me too.
No, they're clearly into each other. She's kind of like playfully. First of all, and I think the author, I read about the author. I think the author like is a sports fan, and that kind of comes. It's like this guy gets some good sports and some good basketball specifics, like just enough, and they kind of, I think that's kind of imbued in Caitlyn's character. Like she clearly knows sports, and so she can talk to him on that level. But then she also like kind of puts him in his place a little bit, which for like a cocky, pro athlete who's used to being coddled, I'm sure is disarming for him. And he seems like genuinely into her. He likes someone that's like actually interested in him for him and not for his status.
Yeah, and I thought that was really sweet. And I also like what I appreciated about them is that they would always like check in with each other.
Right.
Like they would be in like this high stakes thing where she's, at the team dinner pretending to be his girlfriend and he's like, "Are you okay?" Because she sees her dad. And it's like so sweet, you know. I really liked that. Yeah,
it's I like that a lot, and I like how they seem to genuinely care for each other, which goes a long way. It's not just this lustful thing.
Yeah. There was a part for me where it kind of felt like, Caitlyn is wanting to confront her dad who abandoned her family.
Right.
But then it seems like sometimes her drive changed a little bit where suddenly it was about the radio show and you kind of like forget about the dad thing for a second. And I don't know, that was like my one criticism, which kind of bothered me a little bit about it.
The dad thing is very complicated because it's the coach of the team is her dad, right? And abandoned her and her twin brother.
Yes.
When their mom was pregnant, gave them $5,000 ostensibly for an abortion, and then just disappeared from their lives because he himself was a pro ball player back in the day, and he wanted to focus on his career. So it's very complicated that she is going to confront him and is using Brady as an in to get close to the coach so she can confront and expose him. Oh, yeah, and then there's the other layer where she's going to write a
TMZ article.
She's going to write a TMZ article exposing the coach. Like, that's a big thing. There's kind of like a ticking clock there, but that doesn't end up having any consequence.
No, it doesn't. I mean, there's that kind of sort of consequence where she has the article like on her desk and he sees it. But yeah, it doesn't get to the point where it's like published and it's like then she like really fucked up.
Right.
But there were just like times where it was like, oh, Caitlyn's mom is a character in this book, and her mom knows that she's dating Brady, and it was like weird that like her mom wouldn't say anything or like feel anything. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. That doesn't come from you're right, because she doesn't know. It's a new revelation to Caitlyn at the start of the book that who her dad is. The mom's been keeping it secret from her, but the mom never brings that detail up.
Yeah.
Even when she's like in close proximity to the coach of the Dallas Stampede.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird. And not even just like some sort of like, oh, like her mom shifted in her chair. Right. It's just like little things like that where it's like, do you remember? I don't know. Yeah. And I also thought like when Caitlyn was around her dad, she could have been a little shittier, you know what I mean? Like she's so perfect, and like she could have been like a little more of an asshole. I would have, I would have been okay with it.
Yeah, like the first interaction. I think big interaction they have is that the scene where she's helping him make the German chocolate cake that he's fucked up?
Yes.
He's called the all player. Also, by the way, this coach did not have a good plan for preparing dessert because he has an all player dinner. All the players are over there and he's in the kitchen baking the cake while this is going on. You could have baked the cake in advance.
I know. And also, I mean, just one, like only one cake.
Right,
You know what
one
I mean?
cake for the entire team and
like-
plus ones?
Yeah.
It's not going to feed 30 people.
No, it's not enough. Yeah, and I did think, I was like, what is up with this guy's okay, yes, it's bad he abandoned his family, but his hosting skills.
Yeah. That's the real crime.
Come on, man. Get it together. I thought it was cute that, like, okay, so Mac, the coach, likes to bake when he's stressed.
Yes.
As does Caitlin.
As is Caitlin, yeah.
And I guess it's inherited.
Oh,
through
right.
Through their DNA.
Right.
Very interesting. Okay, do you want to read a sexy excerpt?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, if you want to set it up first, and then,
Okay.
yeah.
So this is when, as we'll see as we get into this, as I unlock my iPad so I can bring out my Kindle. This is a point in the story in which Brady and Caitlin are no longer fake dating; they are actually dating. This fake relationship has morphed into an actual, real relationship with all that implies, and they are separated because Brady is on the road playing the Milwaukee Bucks, Dallas Stampede, have an away game at Milwaukee. I guess, is he playing Giannis? I don't know. I don't know what the roster's like for the Bucks, but in this world. But so they're there, and he's in Milwaukee. She's back in Dallas, and they're having a FaceTime chat. So Caitlin has just she's just pleasured herself, and now she on camera for Brady to watch, and now she is having Brady return the favor. So I'll start from here.
Perfect.
His eyes darkened. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. His eyes darkened. What do you want me to do, Caitlin? Do you trust me to make you feel good? Yes, Brady said simply, calmly. Take off your clothes.
This is so disturbing.
Should I stop?
No, keep going. I want to freak people out.
He whipped his t-shirt and shorts off. Man, I love your body. Her eyes slipped down his frame, boldly leaving no doubt to the truthfulness of her statement. She stopped at his erection and licked her lips, especially that part. His cock jumped like an eager puppy waiting for a treat. Did I cause that, she asked. You know you did. He'd nearly gone off like a rocket earlier, but he hadn't wanted anything to distract him from watching Caitlin find her pleasure. Her lips curled into a magnificent, wicked grin. Good. I can't wait until I see you in person. I'm going to make you pay. Promises, promises. Don't you think you should take care of that first? Holding her gaze, he wet his palm with some pre-cum seeping out of his dick and then grabbed himself. Taking care of himself was nothing new, but having Caitlin's hot, covetous eyes on him, knowing she could look, but not touch, ramped up the eroticism about 10 notches. He pulled hard, the way he liked, the action sending a fresh wave of arousal through him. He gritted his teeth. Tingles crept up his spine and spread all corners of his body. Keep going, she murmured. He did. He worked harder. He squeezed. He was rough. He used both hands. His balls drew tight as he reached close to the end. He alternated his strokes, harder, then softer, trying to prolong the ecstasy, the agony. I wish it was my hand, my mouth on you, licking you, sucking you, taking you all. Shit, was she trying to kill him? Caitlin's mouth was pure magic. Remembering her pleasuring him, how she looked on her knees, how she made him feel when she put her talented lips and tongue to work on him, the sensual look in her eyes was his undoing. He came with a hoarse grunt, stars exploding behind his eyes.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, this is like one of maybe the second or third sex scene between the two of them, and it's like really the choice to them that they're separated and they're FaceTiming and they're like both masturbating is like, oh, that's like a very contemporary choice. That does kind of make it feel very, very now. But also too, like as I was reading this, I like, oh, I've never really related to a sex scene as much. The idea of a guy jacking off in front of his computer. It's like, oh yeah, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a society we made it seem pathetic, but now we're kind of like
it's
role
cool.
reversing. It's cool.
Even the
hot.
NBA's best point guard does it.
I mean, I thought that was like maybe my favorite sex scene.
Yeah.
Was because I thought it was hot, you know, seeing they miss each other.
For sure, they seemed really into each other, and yeah, they were both like it was. They were both into it, and they were both like doing what the other wanted, but like that was like part of the dynamic. Yeah, I liked it. I agree.
Yeah. I think the other sex scene that I'm sure people discuss about this book is in the kitchen where she's baking. She's baking something.
Right.
And he takes the frosting off the cake and like licks it off of her.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
I kept getting fixated on like, he's gonna have to refrost that cake. Like,
I was thinking the same thing.
she just finished that cake. He's sticking his fingers right in the frosting and like, she can't serve that anymore.
No. And it was just like the fact that he didn't ask, like,
No,
like,
yeah.
hey, do you mind? Like,
yeah, right.
I know you just worked on this. She also, like, before that, because she was stress baking, made a hilarious amount of baked goods.
Yes.
They were like 12 dozen cookies and like 16 cakes.
Maybe that was part of it, is that there was just like such a surplus that he felt like he could let one cake go for an erotic adventure. I agree with you. I wish he would have asked.
He should have asked. And it felt like the way it was like kind of weird where it was like, he was like, it didn't really describe too well like how he was taking like, was he taking a spoon and just like flicking it on her like a lunch lady, or was it like, do you know what I mean?
My assumption was that he was using his fingers for both tasks. That he was like swiping off a little and then applying it.
Got it. Okay. Well, then I take that back. It was okay. It was hot.
Yeah, I like it.
I know, and I think I like it now. I'm like kind of hungry for a cake. Oh, okay. So this is what I thought. So I thought I think the sex scenes came a little late for me.
Yeah.
It was a little late.
Right. Well, I guess that's that's an author's choice, because part of it is like so much of the relationship is like, it's like a will they or won't they, and then when they finally do, they will. Like they really go for it. But yeah, it's like 2/3 of the way into the book where you have the first sex scene.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was almost expecting like a sex scene while they were still faking it.
Right.
And then they'd be like, "Oh my god, what did we do? Like, I love you." Like,
we went too far. They like we need to roll this back. We need to not see each other for a few days. But then they're thinking back on it. Yeah, that would have been. I think it maybe could have used that in the first half at some point. Because they do have like some kissing scenes and some like holding, like there's a scene where he like feels her up, which is kind of like, fills her up on the porch, and then the mom shows up, I think is what happens.
Yes,
so they can't take it any further. But yeah, it would have benefited from that. Yeah.
But like with that said, I did think like, sometimes there's something to be said about like a really well-written kissing scene.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I thought that like there were moments of that in here.
I think this author is into kissing, because there's so much kissing.
There's so much kissing.
Yeah.
It's like pretty kiss-tastic.
And like you were saying, like very vividly described. Like it feels like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like this author like doesn't... Like the author like understands the importance of a kiss. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like a step. It's not just like a means to an end, which is fucking. It's like, oh, it's also a moment that two people can have.
Right.
Okay. So this is a kiss. All right. I think they're waiting at the valet for their car. This is like their first kiss. Because like they are at this party. Well, I had said this. They're at this party and like there's a paparazzi and there's Elise, and so they're waiting for the valet. Okay. All right. He reached up and brushed aside a strand of hair blowing against her cheek, his fingers lingering against the soft, fragrant skin. His eyes searched hers. Her eyes darkened, but to her credit, she didn't back away. "What are you doing?" "Trying to figure you out." "I'm just me," she whispered. "That's what I find so intriguing." Her lips parted, like she was having trouble drawing in a breath. The Texas November night air was sultry, yes, but that wasn't why she was having trouble. He needed to kiss her, taste those lips that have been taunting him all night. He lowered his head and touched nothing but air. "What's taking the valet so long?" Caitlin asked, looking at the direction of the garage. Brady blinked, struggling to come out of the trance she put him in. "What?" Caitlin's mouth landed on top of his, cutting off his question. Desire, which he managed to keep in check up until now, stormed through his defenses like he did on a breakaway to the basket. She tasted sweet like champagne and the strawberries she'd nibbled on throughout the night. All the reasons why he couldn't start something with her no longer mattered. He couldn't remember them anyway. Now that he had one taste of her, he wanted more. I mean...
Very good.
It's beautiful.
A lot of taste stuff throughout it's a lot of Like he'll like if the kiss is minty or if it's chocolately or if it's like it wasn't just that one. You're kind of getting some strawberries and champagne. It's all written in there.
Yeah, there's nothing like. Unfortunately, there's no pizza. Like no one's kiss tastes like pizza, which is like maybe like something I would appreciate it.
We just went to Wingstop. Oh man, someone got the lemon pepper.
Then she would have tasted amazing because I like the lemon pepper.
Oh, that's great. What's your favorite? Do you like Wingstop? Do you like wings?
I do like wings. I don't. I like it boneless, and I'm not a spicy person,
right.
so I do like a lemon thing, and I do like the most. Do you know like the first spice? Do you know what I mean? I forget what it is. Maybe like a honey something.
Yeah, there's one that's kind of like a. Oh, it's not an habanero one, obviously, but there's like a mango barbecue or something like that. That's kind of
that's the one.
A little bit of heat.
Yeah.
But yeah, the lemon pepper is great.
It's great.
Rick Ross's favorite.
Yeah. And Rick Ross is a basketball person.
Rick Ross is a rapper.
A rapper.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God, I feel so stupid.
That's
right
like
now.
I mean, hey, that's like one of the few rappers I know. So it's probably the only time I would ever be educating someone about rap music.
I mean, listen, I am so sorry.
No, nothing to apologize for. I only know him because he owns many Wingstops.
Oh, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
now it makes sense. You know what's interesting? The owner of the Stampede, did you see that or read that? He also owns a soul food chain restaurant.
Yes, that was kind of his way in. Unlike Mark Cuban, who sold Broadcast.com and bought the Dallas Mavericks, he bought the competing or replacement franchise, the Dallas Stampede, via his soul food chains.
Yeah, the Ghost. Are there other like chain owners that own teams?
The owner, the late owner of the Detroit Red Wings and the Detroit Tigers was the founder of Little Caesars.
Oh,
that's one I know
interesting.
off the top of my head. But other than that, I don't think food is usually the way in.
Okay.
For like a lot of these guys are like the modern owners are like a lot of tech guys or like hedge fund guys, or they're just like old school inherited money billionaire guys.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably missing some, but the one I can think of is a Little Caesars guy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So like when you were reading this book, like what was the most like surprise? Like I guess it was like super horny, but was there like anything else that like jumped out at you that like surprised you?
I just like it was. I thought the basketball was pretty good. I touched on this earlier. I was like, oh, there are good specifics here. It's like just enough to kind of feel like there's an actual season going on and there's actual games going on. They don't give a lot to like they don't spend time or the author doesn't spend time like detailing the on-court action really. Just sort of like talks it in very general terms of. Or we'll mention a specific play where someone was running a pick and roll, and then you know Brady gets a last second shot as a buzzer beater, but doesn't like focus too much on the details there. It's like the perfect amount of basketball, and it feels like it's real to the sports world as much as possible, which is like, oh, that's good. They did a good job of accomplishing that. Yeah, so that was one thing, and then also, I really thought Elise was going to like the kind of moment where he gets in trouble which is like a paparazzi thing, but it involves him taking a punch for a teammate at a nightclub.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to instead involve Elise. Like I thought Elise was going to like grab his dick or something. There'd be a picture of it, and then Caitlin would see it and she'd be upset, or she'd like kiss him or something against his will. I just thought she was going to be involved somehow.
Yeah, I did too. Because I did think what was interesting about that was like before the like altercation happened at the nightclub, like Elise was like, you know, you and I could sneak out of here and get away with it.
Right.
And he thinks about it for like a hot second.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like that is not something that I think I've read in a lot of romances. Because usually it's like they're devoted to the person that they're going to end up with. And I was like, oh, that is so interesting that like he, for a hot second, like entertained the idea.
Right.
He showed some like real, like it's like a real thing, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brady's character, I loved him.
Yeah, he's great.
He was good. I really liked that he was very vulnerable, and you could tell he was like worried what people thought about him on the team.
Right. But I like he seems to have realized what his mistakes were with the New York Knicks. By the way, and this will be for people who do follow the NBA, this will be hilarious, is that the the New York Knicks 3 seasons prior had been to the finals, and the previous 2 seasons were in the playoffs, and like this is just a moribund franchise that has just not had any success for decades. So like the Knicks are portrayed as like one of the titans of the league, and the other team that's the Eastern Conference finals team in the later chapter is the Chicago Bulls. So 2 just like shitty teams are in this alternate reality. They're very, very successful. But yeah, he seems to want to correct with the problems he had on the Knicks, and he really does. You're right. He really wants to be liked by the other players. Like he's like hurt when they're like ribbing him or making fun of him, or the guy's trying to alpha him, that their other star player, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like, I mean, I obviously don't follow sports as much as you do, but like I do feel like, you know, like famous athletes do like have this pressure to be like really macho,
right?
And you saw this like kind of teddy bear side of him.
Yeah, he's kind of like he does do that. He does like sort of alpha, but he is like he is very vulnerable, and he does seem to really care for Caitlyn, and he does also seem, for a guy who was a skirt chaser at some point in the past, he seems to really want to be trying to move past that part of his life. Yeah,
and you do see like Caitlyn kind of like make him like he's already, you know, he is like kind of improving it, but you also see like Caitlyn kind of like improve him even more.
Yes,
you know, when she like tells him what he did wrong at the game.
Yeah, he improves as a person. He improves on the court. These things are paralleled.
Yeah. What did you think of Caitlyn's character?
I like her too. I mean, I like that she's kind of, you know, she like stands up for herself. I like that she is like she seems to know sports, and then also that she seems very, very competent at her job. Like I feel like this is a thing that so many, at least for rom-coms, and I'm not talking about romance novels, so I don't know how much of a trope it is in romance novels, but in rom-coms I feel like oftentimes the woman would be kind of like inept or something, or she'd be kind of in over her head at her job, and like the radio program going national would be like you know, it'd be Jennifer Garner would be spilling a bunch of file folders on the floor. But here, like, she just seems like competent, and she's got it figured out, and she's got a plan, and I like that aspect of the character.
Yeah, it's nice to like read characters who have like their shit together.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What part? Was there any parts of the book that you didn't like, or that could be improved upon? I mean, we just touched on the Mac character, the coach. Just that whole that whole subplot is very complicated, and I think not very satisfying in the way it plays out. Where ultimately she just kind of learns Mac is a good guy, and he abandoned her when she was a kid, but also too they're just going to be friends now. He learned to be a better man, which, and again, I came from a 2-parent home, but I would imagine if you were from a single parent home and one of your parents had abandoned you, I think like your relationship would be more complicated than that. Yeah. I'm guessing like that resolution would not be as clean as it was, you know, because there's decades of feelings wrapped up in that. So yeah, and even on his side, you know, like it does, like has he been riddled with guilt? You know, because you see Caitlyn, who's been like riddled with abandonment. Right. And you don't really see that from his character. I mean, he's more or less a side character, so you don't really need him to be fleshed out that much. But I wanted, you know, just like a little more dimension to him. Yeah, that I think could have been sorted. But other than that, no, I liked it. I mean, just your note of just like, let's get to the fucking early. I mean, that's like usually my note with like, not even romance novels, just like all books. Let's just get to the fucking.
I'm flipping through this thing with blue balls. Like, come on, give me something.
And I'm reading like Angela's Ashes or something. Where?
Come on, my great expectations of these characters are going to get a bone.
My God. just flipping through it until I find like the creases in the spines.
I did do that with because my parents are voracious readers. They had Stephen King's The Stand, and a kid at school told me what pages the sex scenes were in The Stand, which I don't think are very, I've never read it, but I don't remember them being very explicit, but there was enough where like they were describing, I remember a description of a woman lying on her back with her exposed breasts, and me just thinking that was like the hottest thing I'd ever read.
Of course. Yeah. Like you always, like even now, like I mean I've read so many of these romance novels, but I like I'll remember the sex scenes more than like the story. Right. Like it just sticks with you. Okay. So how did you feel about like their happily ever after? We get to the dark night of the soul, if you will, of Brady finds this the article that Caitlin is about to publish, but she chooses not to. He gets upset because he feels used.
Right.
That
also is like a little bit of a stretch that he'd be that upset over that instead of just like, wait, what is it? I'm just confused. Like what but anyway, that's a minor thing.
Yeah, no, totally. Because it does it is so easy. It's easy.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't like get as like just like as like complicated as it would like even in another movie or another book or something.
Right.
But then Caitlin, it seems like she wants to go. She goes to the game to like apologize. Yes, but then she kind of freaks out and doesn't do it, which I liked.
Yeah, I like that she bails on that, and then she later she later goes to meet him at his condo, which also too I'm curious about this condo setup because he seems to be suggesting he lives right across the street from the arena.
He does, yeah.
Which I would think that if you're the star point guard for an NBA team, you would not want to live like a stone's throw from where you play basketball. And that at some point the fans would find that out when they saw you walking home after a game and directly into your front door.
Just across the street. He doesn't like long commutes.
No, yeah. The book does make me think like, Dallas seems you can get around pretty easily because there's like a scene where they're at the radio station and then they're together like 10 minutes later. I
know.
Where can you go in 10 minutes in LA?
And because I assume like in every single city, it's like it's shitty to get to one place to another.
Right.
You have to find parking, But yeah, it seemed like very convenient. Yeah. Just like, okay.
This book was partially sponsored by like the Dallas Metropolitan Transit Authority. Move to Dallas.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So the resolution. So she goes there, and then they have like I forget how they connected. Is it that he's baked an apology cake, right? That's what it is. Like he doesn't know how to bake, but he's done it just because like that's his thing. And then they have a interaction there. Then I don't know if they fuck, but they just like kind of like get a little they reconcile.
Started. Yeah,
it gets started. And then the happily ever after is. It's like everything at once because he's won the NBA championship and then he proposes to her like right after winning the championship. Yeah. Which is just like, hey, all right. That's as happy as it gets.
It is as happy as it gets. The whole time when I was like reading this, I'm like, what if they would have lost? Like, what if they lost? Like, how would that proposal would have gone?
Right, yeah.
And it makes me nervous.
It's not like it's like game 6. Like he proposes after game 6. Like this series was not a gimme. Like and to win game 6 at home. That means game 7 would have been on the road. That was a must win.
I know. Well, I'm glad that they won. That was great. So do you have any like final thoughts or like overall thoughts?
I just like as a neophyte to the romance genre, I was surprised by how much I liked it, and I think that it was like it's a good breezy read. It was a lot of fun to read. I think like it's. I think she did a really good job of balancing, and I'm saying this for basically the third time, but it's my chief takeaway. I think she did a really good job of balancing like the love, the main plot of the love, but having that in the world of sports, in the world of basketball. I think like just like all the basketball stuff works, and it makes it feel real and makes it feel like this lived-in world, and makes these characters feel real to what that relationship would be like, what someone dating a high-profile athlete would be like. But also like in a way where you can focus on the love story. So I liked it a lot. I liked it more than I expected.
Good.
I was reading through it. I wasn't like, this isn't a thing I'm like ironically liking. I was like, I just like this.
Oh my God, totally.
This is good.
Yeah. I mean, there is this thing when I like in most books that I read, even in like romance novels that like I don't really like that much, like there's this like feeling in my heart where I'm just like, I want them to get together.
Yes, exactly.
You're rooting for them no matter like what the circumstances.
And these characters seemed particularly like perfect for each other.
Yes.
So
yeah, they were perfect. I think I like have the same thoughts. Like I for me, I don't usually like go to sports romances.
Right.
I have like the genres that I like to read on my own time, like not with this podcast, because I usually ask like the guests, like, oh, is there something that you'd be interested in? But I really like found myself just like really loving this book and just like loving how she wrote about basketball.
Yes.
About how he felt on the court and like that one moment where he like nothing but net. Like, and it was like, this is why he's in the game. And it's like, yeah, we like if you're passionate about something, you feel that no matter what it is.
Right.
So yeah, I loved this book. I usually ask for a rating A through F. Feel free to add a sultry adjective before your grade. And you can rate it based on, since you haven't read romance before, like based on how much you enjoyed it.
Okay. I will go ahead and give this a fucking A.
Oh, all right, a fucking A.
With a little basketball instead of a plus sign.
Okay, everyone, it's a basketball, not a plus sign. Yeah, I gave this because Brady's tall.
Yes.
I gave it a hulking B+.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like there's a term that people like to use is called a book boyfriend.
Okay.
When you're reading a romance novel and you like the man in the romance novel, he's your book boyfriend. And I have to say, Brady was a great book boyfriend for me.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy at heart.
Yeah.
He seems like he's put his troubled past behind him. They also do, just real quick, he touches on his relationship with his parents, like his strained relationship with his parents who like just want him for money. And I'm just like, oh, that's a really, I wasn't expecting to see that layer of like someone's parents being hangers on financially and how that would impact like a super rich guy who didn't come for money. And I was just like, oh, that's an interesting just element of his character.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's also why I was rooting for them, because I think both of them, like, they just want to be loved and they just want to be appreciated. And like, this is why they're doing like everything that they're doing, whether it's basketball or, like their jobs, is they're just doing it to like feel whole, because they didn't get that when they were kids, you know, that one as much as like other kids did. And I think that's why I was like, oh my God, they have to be together. Yeah.
God, what a fuck you it would have been if they had like he'd lost the championship and then they'd not gotten together.
Yeah, I only marry winners.
Yeah.
Well, then it wouldn't have been a romance novel, because all of them usually end with them getting together. But yes, no, I'm glad they got together.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, this was so delightful. Thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you for having me. What a treat. What a joy. I'm so glad I had a reason to read this book.
You can find the Doughboys wherever you get your podcasts, and you can follow Nick on Twitter at Nick Wiger. And don't forget to follow Too Stupid to Live on Twitter and Instagram at TSTL Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great rest of your day.
Have you heard about the 2018 study that showed half of prenatal vitamins tested had unacceptable levels of heavy metals? No? Well, now you have. I'm Kat, mother of 3 and founder of Ritual, the company making traceability the new standard in the supplement industry. I remember staring at my prenatal vitamins and finding all these things I was trying to avoid: high amounts of heavy metals, synthetic colorants, and unnecessary ingredients. So, at 4 months pregnant, I quit my job and started Ritual, because I believe that all women deserve to know what they're putting in their bodies and why. I'm so proud of our prenatal vitamin. The ingredients are 100% traceable, it's third-party tested for microbes and heavy metals, and recently received the Purity Award from the Clean Label Project. You see, we trace like a mother because, let's be honest, no one cares quite like a mother. But don't just take my word for it. Trace for yourself with 25% off at ritual.com/prenatal.
This episode is brought to you by FX's Alien Earth, the official podcast. Each week, host Adam Rogers is joined by guests, including the show's creator, cast, and crew, in this exclusive companion podcast. They will explore story elements, deep dive into character motivations, and offer an episode-by-episode behind-the-scenes breakdown of each terrifying chapter in this new series. Search FX's Alien Earth wherever you listen to podcasts.